Hey, what's up, guys and girls? Ruben and Onde here with one of my favorite parts of the week, the 10 questions. I have 10 questions for the man here in the studio that did a fantastic guest mix in the episode this week. Alan Watts, how are you doing, man?
I am doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. It's nice to have you here. I think it's the second time we have you here for the 10 questions.
That's correct. Yeah, it's the second time now.
So let's see if there are some questions in there that has been asked the last time as well.
Let's see.
Let's see. All right. The first one, Elina69 Luca has the question. When can we expect another collab with Maarten de Jong?
With Maarten de Jong, yes. That's we are still working on it. So we're like.
So you're working on something?
Yeah, we're working on something. So we're still like switching melodies and stuff. So yeah, the start is there. So we don't know when it's gonna be finished.
So that's gonna be the follow-up to Hardstyle.
Hardstyle, and yeah, that's correct.
How do you come up with track titles like that?
Yeah, sometimes we are just in a silly mood, and then Hardstyle. Like we talk silly on the WhatsApp to each other, and then.
So what is the last message you sent to Maarten de Jong?
I think it was something like flip flop.
All right, there you have it. The track title: Flip Flop, Flip Flop.
Flip flop.
Oh, actually, the next question comes from Maarten de Jong himself. Are you ready for our third collab?
No, I'm not ready. Yeah, of course. Let's do this, Maarten.
Well, there you have it, Maarten. Make sure to give this man a call and don't talk about Hatsi Floetsie Floetsie dinges.
Hatsi Flop.
Next question, Beruiz. What is the reason behind the track title Cabrones?
Yeah, actually, it was we were working on the idea. And,
Chris Schweitzer and yourself.
Yeah, with Chris Schweitzer, and just with him, we talked silly on WhatsApp, and we had the track idea, and I sent it to him. And I was like, how to call it? Hey, cabron. Here's the first edition.
Cabron.
Hey, cabron. ¿Qué pasa? And then I sent him in. And actually, we never changed the title. So it still sticks to Cabrones.
So every time when you work with someone, just the most random track title just sticks, basically.
Yeah, most of the time, yes.
A long time ago, I started making a track with Chris Schweitzer as well. We lost the project file. I don't know why. But the working title was Macarena. So that's... And whenever I talk with Chris, it's always Macarena. I don't know why. So with you, it's Cabrone.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Cabrone sounds better than Macarena, to be honest.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Roaldi, next question. What are your favorite presets and which plugins do you use the most to create your leads?
I use a lot Spire, the Spire VST, and... yes, the Sean Tyers and Darren Potter bank.
Yeah.
That's what I use a lot. Freshly Squeezed, I think it was Temple 1. Yeah, and my own bank, of course, for Spire. That's what I use most. So,
and I think the secret behind your leads is stacking them on top of each other, right?
The secret is stack them so you have like a big sound. So, and yeah, if you want to have it big, you also need like a nice chords.
Yeah,
to make it more bigger. So.
How much notes do your chords have normally in your leads? Just a bit of a nerdy question, but I just wonder.
Yeah, maybe it's like, for instance, like on the D2, D3, and then on top you have like the top note. So it's like, and sometimes it's called the fifth note, stuff like that, to make it
emotional.
Yeah,
nice.
But it doesn't work always. So
it's trial and error as always.
Yeah, trial and error.
Yeah. Trancyclopedia wants to know which track would you like to remix the most out of all the tunes in the world?
Oh my god!
Well, I know one actually. We talked about this before the show. That I'm a big fan of the remix that you did for System F, Solstice.
Yeah, that's.
We have to make. Okay, right now we're looking at Ferry. There's Ferry. Ferry, please release his remix of Solstice. It's amazing. So okay, done.
Please, Ferry, my hero.
All right, but which one would you like to remix the most?
Yeah, that's so difficult. I think Army of Buren, Safe Inside You.
Really?
Yeah, I would like to.
I can hear that. Okay, yeah. That works. I think that's also possible, right?
Yeah.
You Fool Tour wants to know what percentage of tracks that you create do you actually release? Ooh.
Yeah, that's also a really difficult question.
That's a very, very good question.
Yeah, I think maybe like 80% gets released.
Okay, that's quite a lot actually.
Yeah, so, but as I'm working on an idea, you already know like, this is not going to work. So like...
How many ideas actually make it into a track?
Oh,
Many. How many?
many ideas. Many ideas. It's hard to tell.
Are you kind of person that goes back into folders like 2 or 3 years ago and finds ideas and like, hey, this was actually pretty good, and then turn it into a full song?
Yeah, sometimes when I'm uninspired, I go to older tracks and then dive into projects and listen back. And sometimes you find something that is really cool and nice, and then you take the melody and you go with a new version. So it's always good to dive.
I agree. I think one of the tunes that I recently finished was a project of 6 years ago or something like that.
Wow.
You're like, first of all, you listen to it and the sound design, you're like, what? This is terrible. But then you're like, okay, the idea is pretty good. Okay, I'll take the melody and take it into a new project.
Yeah, let's try it again, and then sometimes work.
Yeah, so that's a good tip for producers out there. Nadine 37, good questions she always has. Which track got you into trance music?
That was System F, actually, Out of the Blue.
Okay.
So that's it's an old one, but it's still so good.
Was it back in, when was the release? 1999, stuff like that? Did you already hear it back then? Or was it something that you picked up on a later age?
Yeah, I think I picked it a little bit up on a later age. So before trance, I was more into the harder styles. So
okay.
Yeah. But when you get older, you maybe want more relaxing stuff. So
is that why you have a good click with Maarten de Jong as well? Because he used to make a lot of hardstyle also, I think.
Yeah, possibly. And we have a good click because of he makes nice polka music.
Okay, I'm curious about that. Did you actually, because you come from background from hardstyle, do you also, like the melodies that you create would really work on hardstyle as well? Did you ever consider making a hardstyle tune?
I've considered it many years ago, but it's such a different approach and different technique than trance.
Production.
Yeah, it's like you have to have some good skills to make.
Well, you have good skills. Come on.
Yeah, man. Well, who knows? Maybe in the future I will do something.
I would like to hear that, to be honest. Tone Ross with a question. What was your favorite State of Trance festival so far?
My favorite was ASOT 900 when I played the 138 stage. It was in the middle of the night. I think it was like 4 a.m. in the morning.
Perfect set time.
Perfect set time after Will Atkinson. I was nervous as hell. But
he just ripped the roof off wearing his kilt, and you were like, "Hey."
Yeah, and I was like, "How am I going to top this?" You know, and there was so many people already, and just press play, go for it, and after the set, I was like, "Yeah, did they like it?" Because you cannot
no,
notice.
You can't see it.
You can't see it, but the reactions after that were like really, really amazing. So
that's what I remember for playing State of Trance Utrecht for the first time as well. That you go on the stage. And you're like, okay, there must be a lot of people, but you can't see anything because the lights are just beaming into your eyes.
Yeah, that was the first, also the first one that I played, the ASOT 850. I opened on the stage in the 138 room, and like you said, the lights were in your eyes. So the first 15 minutes,
you're like,
I couldn't
wear
see.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't see. I only saw like the first 3 rows.
Yeah.
And then I told the guy from the stage manager, I said, like, maybe you can turn the lights a little bit off.
Yeah.
Because it's like too bright in my eyes. And then he turned it off, and there were like loads of people like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, because when we did an interview with Richard Durand about his favorite The State of Trance memory, he was like, that must have been Utrecht playing the 138 stage, because he was like, okay, I'm not playing the main stage. So he was expecting a smaller stage, but then he approached the stage, and I think it's just as big as the main stage. It would be like 2 main stages, to be honest.
Yeah, it was like, it's also because of Armin played the 138 stage. Yeah, then you know it's going to be bigger than usual.
Yeah.
So it was used. It was like a second main stage, basically.
Yeah. Which track still stands out for you from that night?
My own tracks, Arizona.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, everybody knows it.
Yeah, and Blackout, of course. And
good memories, goosebumps.
Good memories.
Let's hope it's going to come back soon. Another question from Elena, 69 Luca. What do you prefer, uplifting or progressive?
That would be uplifting, because that's my style, uplifting. I like progressive also lately, but I'm sticking to uplifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I love progressive and I love uplifting as well. I'm a progressive producer, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be producing uplifting. You know, it does. Yeah. Well,
no, just don't stick to one style.
Yeah, exactly. Last question already, the 10th question. Mr. Navigator wants to know, what element do you start with when you begin making music?
I always begin to play with the melodies because then you know when you're producing a track, you know what direction you want to go to, in what key or whatsoever. So I always start with the melody and the breakdown. So
you start with the chords and then further on, okay, and then you start filling in the gaps with effects and beats and
build around it, building, and that's my style of work.
Yeah. Well, I have the same. I know that other people start literally with bar 1, creating some beats, but I do the same. I start with the chords and just
I do it sometimes when I'm like uninspired. I can't get a nice melody, then I just build beats and then maybe get inspired by the beats and the groove to make.
That's interesting, actually. So when you don't have inspiration, you would still do studio work, but you would do other work than creating something.
I would work the other way around.
Yeah.
So that's how I work.
That's smart. That's very efficient. Good on you. Definitely. That's it already. Thank you so much for answering these questions, Alan.
You're welcome.
And before we leave this 10 questions, you have something very big coming up, High Voltage.
Yes, I'm gonna start my own label, High Voltage Recordings. The first release will be on 19 February by Yoshi and Rasner Pegasus.
And from then on, you're gonna release something every week, every 2 weeks, every month, or it just depends what kind of music you have?
Yeah, I'm gonna release like every 2 weeks. So otherwise, if I release every week,
it's a bit too much.
It's a bit too much, maybe. So maybe in the future when I have like a lot of releases stacked up. So who knows? But first, it's gonna be every 2 weeks.
Nice. Well, High Voltage, I'm pretty sure we're going to play every single one of them.
I hope
on
so.
The show.
I will spam you a lot.
You can do that. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Alan Watts, for answering these 10 questions. Next week, we're going to be back with Mark Sixma. If you have any questions for him, you can already leave them here in the comment section. So see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.